first and most important part of being a father is being in your child's life. Research shows that a father who's involved in a child's life can help with their ability to handle situations well and the maturity of their child as they grow up. Research shows that there are 4 main styles of parenting: authoritarian, authoritative, passive, or permissive, and neglectful parenting. The best that fits the attributes of how God teaches about parenting is authoritative. One of the most popular effects in this style of authoritative parenting, you might have heard of the word authoritative before, and it sounds like someone is controlling or strict, but it's actually a good way to be firm and caring. Let someone look closer at what authoritative parenting is and why it works so well, and how it helps children learn respect and better relationships, friendships as they grow up to be happy and successful. Neglectful parenting is when a parent does not give their child attention, care, and support as they need to grow and live. This type of parenting can be tough on their emotional, physical, and mental health. Neglectful parenting might not give the child enough food or safety. They might also even fail to give emotional support or show interest in the child's life. When living with this lack of care, it seems to have a big impact on the growth of affecting their mental health, behavior, and future relationships. There are different ways neglectful parenting can show up. In some ways, parents may not give their child basic needs, like making sure they have food, are clothed, or even have a safe place to live. In other ways, neglectful parenting might be emotional neglectful. A parent might not talk to their child, give comfort, or even pay attention to how the child is feeling. With this lack of emotional connection, it leaves the child feeling unimportant, uninvolved, or even like they don't exist. Authoritarian parenting is a strict control way to keep. Authoritarian parenting is a strict, controlling way to teach a child, where parents back up their rules and have high expectations, standards with little rooms for reason. In this style of parenting, authority is the main thing and obedience is expected without question. Authoritarian parents usually pick discipline and obedience over nurturing or emotional connection. These types of parents believe that their child should respect authority and listen to rules without any wiggle room, usually being punishment as a tool to back up the fear and help with their obedience. The communication in authoritarian household is usually a one-way, with parents putting out directives instead of engaging in open conversation with their children. The parents are less likely to explain the reason behind their rules, believing that the child's role in the house is to follow instructions without needing to understand the reason. Permissive parenting is a type of parenting where the parent is more relaxed. They don't really set any rules or standards for their kids. It's the kind of parenting where the kids can pretty much do whatever they want, and the parents don't stop them or think it's okay to let them learn on their own. Sometimes parents who are permissive want to be their children's friends more than they want to be their parents. They might be afraid to say no, or just don't want to deal with the hard work of discipline. But the Bible has a lot to say about how parents should raise their children, and permissive parenting does not line up with what Scripture teaches. Permissive parenting can also cause children to not respect authority. When kids grow up without being told no, they might not learn how to handle rules, structure, or connections later in life. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 1, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right." But how can children obey if they've never been taught how to obey? If there is no expectations, how will they know what's right or wrong? Parents have to teach their children what obedience looks like, and the inclusions having rules and expectations. Authoritative parenting is caring yet firm approach to raising children. shown by the set of clear rules, boundaries, expectations, applied with open communication, empathy, and respect for the child's perspective. In this model, parents are not merely disciplinarians, but also active listeners who explain the reasoning behind the rules they set. This fosters understanding, cooperation, and mutual respect within the house. It is like being a shepherd who lovingly guides their sheep in a firm and stable connection as they grow up. This parenting style is distinct from authoritative parenting, where rules are rigid, the discussion is low, and the focus is primarily on obedience and control. In contrast, permissive parenting swings to the other extreme. It offers leniency without any expectations, punishment, or rules. Permissive parents may avoid confrontation, often giving their children's desires to maintain harmony, avoid stress, while each style stems from a different desire to what the best is for the children. Authoritative parenting strikes a powerful and balanced household by blending structure with compassion. Why does it work so well? At the beginning of authoritative parenting is the belief that children are more likely to grow up in maturity when they feel heard, respected, understood, and understood. But they are still being guided and held responsible. Authoritative parenting is a good example that builds character, maturity, and integrity. Children raised by authoritative parents may often show greater success in school and extracurriculars. This isn't because they are punished often, but because they are supported, encouraged, and taught the value of hard work and perseverance, no matter the challenge. Authoritative parents set high expectations and also provide the tools and support they need to reach the goals that they want. Children like this are more likely to feel motivated naturally rather than relying on outside rewards. They are more likely to take school seriously, not just please their teachers and parents, but because they have moralized the value of diligence and self-discipline in their heart. Tips for authoritative parenting. The first tip, set clear expectations. Establish the rules and explain the reasoning behind them. Number 2, maintain open communication. Let children express themselves without fear, dismissal, or punishment. The third, be consistent with consequences. Follow through calmly and fairly on discipline. The fourth, model the behavior you want to see. Copy children what they observe. 5, pray for wisdom daily. Ask God for guidance in the daily decisions of parenting. Thank you.